All right, Wayne Bettis here, the founder of the Off the Tools podcast. I just want to introduce you to our brand new sponsor, directplumbing.supplies.com. It is founded by a former tradesman who has set up his own plumbing and heating merchants. He has an online shop, which is obviously at directplumbing.supplies.com, and he delivers across the UK. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this next episode of the Off the Tools podcast. My name is Wayne Bettis, and today's episode is a bit of a different one. So last week or so ago, we did a live stream in the Facebook community where we took questions and answers. And basically, this is the audio version of that. It was very valuable, so I really wanted to get that information out to you all. Sit back and enjoy. We are live in the Facebook group.
Wow. It's
hello, everybody.
Happening.
Oh, we got some people joining now. So
yes, we do. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. And I'm going to ask everybody to mute. I'm going to mute everyone here. Going to mute you all except for the main man, Wayne. And I want to welcome you to this Facebook Live, the first of many. And
yes.
I want to introduce myself. I'm Francis Rodino. I am a business growth consultant and marketing professional. And Wayne and I have teamed up to basically help more people grow their businesses with coaching, with best practice and marketing. And so we're going to be a little bit more active on the channel, answering your questions. And I want to introduce the main man himself, Wayne Bettis.
Hello. How is everyone? I hope you all had a good day. And hopefully we'll give you a bit of an evening's worth of some good content and some information and get to know us a little bit better. So I'm looking forward to it. Like basically what Francis just said, we are up in our game, basically. You know, we've got a great community. You know, we've got a wealth of knowledge between everybody, not just myself, not just Francis, you know, just as a whole, as a collective. And we now want to be getting that out, helping as many people as possible. I'm just really, really excited to be sort of finally at this point of where we're starting to really deliver some good value to people. So yeah, super excited.
Sounds good. So, you know, these Facebook Lives are a work in progress, right? And the community is part of this evolution. So just like any businesses, we're all finding our feet. You, me, everybody, no one's perfect. We're all a work in progress, right, Wayne?
100%. Yeah, like none of this is like scripted. This is off the cuff. We're trying out new software, like where we're linking. So the guys and girls that are in the Facebook group that are watching, we're also in a Zoom meeting. So we have people watching in the Zoom as well. So it's like we're getting two lots of people come in. So again, it's all just about trying things, seeing how we can deliver the content that we want to get out, and most importantly, making sure the people watching and listening are finding it valuable and being able to really engage in it. Because obviously, in an ideal world, we'd be doing this meeting in a hotel conference room somewhere, sitting around chatting. But obviously, life is not like that right now, and we've got to make the most of the situation that we're in and move on.
Totally. And it's all about helping each other out. And so the more you can engage, the more you can leave comments. You can ask Wayne questions in the chat as well. We're also looking at Facebook. We have Carolina. You don't see her, but she's behind the scenes. She's moderating the Facebook page, the group. So if you have questions for Wayne, ask them there. And from time to time, I'm going to facilitate and ask your questions. And if you want to join us in the Zoom, I can see Team Garside, Terry Bergen, Ian Dixon, and David. They're all on. They've all joined us on the Zoom call. We can also open up to some questions. So we are going to do a little repeat of a theme that we tested out and piloted in the Off the Tools Mastermind. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the Off the Tools Mastermind is an exclusive VIP area for people who have actually bought in, put some skin in the game, bought into Wayne's service plan program. So we'll tell you more about that later, but we were testing out some of these Facebook Lives there, and we thought we got such great feedback from the community that we thought we just had to bring it out to the wider audience here.
Definitely.
So this is all about service plans, right? Building residual income, okay? So more than job by job. And so if someone knows his stuff, it's definitely Wayne, who's doing it himself, hands-on in the business. So Wayne, I'm going to start with a really, really simple question for you that I think a lot of people who are perhaps never really taken the leap into service plan world would want to ask. Service plans, why bother?
I'll throw the question straight back. Why not? So why bother? I could talk about this for like the next 5 hours. So there's so many reasons why you should be looking at this as a real sort of part of your business strategy. Simple things like you're securing your work, for example. The minute you get someone signed up, you're guaranteeing that customer is with you for that period. You're also guaranteeing income, monthly income, month after month, dripping into your account. And especially, even more so important now with everything that's gone on in the world with COVID. We don't know one day to the next, are we going to be on lockdown? Are we not? With monthly residual payments from your customers, you've got that baseline of income coming in. Mm-hmm. And there's just a couple of reasons why. It also gives your business some value. So in the future, if you ever wanted to sell the business or like get rid of it to somebody in a deal, your business without service plans is just a phone number and a van in essence. If you've got 100, 500, 2,000, 10,000, whatever it might be, paying customers that are signed up to a service plan, your business is now has an asset, a huge asset that either you can leverage and stay the owner of, or potentially you could sell it off into the future to somebody that wants to do more with it. And there's a handful of reasons as to why you should be doing it. For me, it's anyone that's in the groups know how much I believe in them and everything. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And so I'd love to know, like on Facebook and Zoom, if you are currently offering service plans, let us know in the chat. We want to know. And if you're not, why not? And so what are the other...
Yeah, I'd like to hear, like, let's hear what it is that's stopping you doing it.
Yeah.
There's a few lads in the group that messaged me 2 years ago about doing it, and they're still not doing it, and mm-hmm. That's a lot of people's problem, is that they get stuck in a mindset that they just think it's not possible, or they think it's too difficult or too risky, mm-hmm. but it's not. We've had tens, if not hundreds of people go through the training, and the vast majority have actioned the lessons that we've taught and are seeing the benefits of it.
Mm-hmm. And so what are some of the pros and cons around service plans? Like what works and what doesn't work, or what are the challenges?
So I'll start off with a couple of the challenges. So challenges come from like managing it. So knowing what customers are on the service plan, what customers have paid, and things like that. But the pros that offset that are that there's systems and automations and ways to collect payments, so you're notified every step of the way, that eliminate that. So one question is how do you keep on top of all the payments? And basically systems. between different platforms, there's different ways to manage it, which we can get into at a later date, but they all facilitate taking the payment from the customer and letting you know that customer's either happened or not happened. So it's a fear that isn't really that relative. A handful of times a year a payment might bounce or there might be a problem. It's very, very rare. Obviously the more customers you have, the more risk you have of that happening. But it's like anything. Without rolling the dice and playing the game, you're not involved. So
yeah, gotcha. So, like, what are some of the considerations around like keeping it rolling even when you're not around? So, Ian Dixon, who is on the Zoom call, wants to ask you, or at least he's saying he has a concern over covering the work whilst he's on holiday. So,
yeah, we had this same concern. We had this same concern in the mastermind group a couple of weeks ago when we did this, and it is a problem. There's no getting away from it. If you're not there and someone's paying you, that you have to have a solution. And depending on the size of your business, so some of you people out there will have a few engineers, so it's not a problem. You just have someone there that while you're away, there's another engineer that can deal with it. If you're a one-man or one-woman band, then it does present a little bit more of a trickier situation. But the best solution that I have found for it is finding out what the fault is. A lot of the time customers panic, and a lot of the time the problem can be put back until you're back in the game. If it's a problem that can't be resolved, like can't wait, should I say, then the best solution is just have a few local people that you trust that can help you out of a sticky situation. Offer to return the favor. Like, I have a few guys that they're not necessarily my subcontractors because it's not that sort of formal relationship. It's if the shit's hit the fan, I know I can ring them and say, look, I've got one of my service plan customers. I really need a favor. Can you get out? Can you get the situation addressed? And you deal with it. And there's no running away. There's no, like, I'm not trying to say that's the best solution, but it is a solution to a problem. And when you actually factor it into how many weeks a holiday you are actually away, to how many problems it rolls in your favor. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. So you just have to have a backup plan in place to manage it.
Gotcha.
I hope that answers your question, Ian.
I hope so. So Ian, if you want to ask Wayne anything, you can unmute yourself. If you have further follow-up, feel free to. If not, I'm going to move on to some of the other questions that we've been getting asked. So, like, in terms of customers, how many customers do you have, Wayne? And how do you manage it? And also, how many customers do you actually need to make it viable and worthwhile?
So I'll answer the last part of that question first. To make it viable, you just need to have one customer. One customer can mean profit, which means it's a viable ideology. And getting that first customer is normally the biggest challenge, because you've got to have done the work. You're going to have to put the effort in to actually create that package or whatever it might be that you want to offer to sell it to that first person. Once you break that duck, it's plain sailing from there. With regards to my own business, I'm gonna. Some of you guys might have already known this story, but the whole reason that I created Service Plans was I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it was on about assets, liabilities. And I kept looking at my house that I had. Thankfully, I was lucky. I had a mortgage. Now, I know not everyone is that lucky to own their own home. But I was thinking, well, in that mindset, it's costing me money. Every month I'm having to pay out of my pocket, out of my hard-earned money to pay that mortgage. And I thought, well, how can I create an asset in my business that will pay for that every month? And Service Plans become that asset. So slowly, I slowly sold my first lot of packages. When I first started it, I sold, I think it was 50 or 60 somewhere. Someone might pull me up. It might be slightly different, but it was that sort of volume of customers that at the time covered my then mortgage. And anyone that has wife and children, everyone wants bigger, better. So we bought a bigger house, mortgage went up. So I then went out and sold some more to cover the mortgage. And it's funny because I treat it like a game. So I don't run a huge business, but I run a profitable business. That's what separates me from a lot of people, is that we are only a small business. I don't want 2,000 customers signed up, because that's not my business model. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. So when we got the new mortgage, I increased to about 120, 130 customers. And basically I just went out and sold it. So if I lose a couple, like if a couple of people jump off or leave or move, I then sell a couple to replace the numbers and keep it at the numbers I need. But typical wife, she wanted a nice new shiny car. So again, I use that principle of, well, I've been stupid in the past. I've been in debt. I've done it all the wrong way. And I was adamant that this new version of Wayne that I started crafting sort of 5-6 years ago after many mistakes, I wasn't going to fall back in these same traps. So again, I just upped the ante, sold some more. I think at the moment we're sitting somewhere between 200 and 225, somewhere around there. At the moment I'm running it over two different systems, because I've recently made some changes with some automations and things, and so until I collate everything together, it's hard to give an exact number, but it's somewhere it's over the 200 mark, and that is more than enough for me. That's a good couple of grand every month that comes into my bank, come hell or high water. And so that's where I'm at the moment, and that is controlled growth. So I have been foul before of just saying yes to everything, taking on projects that I shouldn't have, taking on jobs, taking on clients, blah 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 blah. I'm not doing all that again. I'm content with the business that I'm building. My main business is boiler installations, but we upsell the service plans. We're small, tight, and basically it gives me the time to focus on my real passion, which is doing all the off the tools academy and the business coaching, the support for other people. But there's other people, a couple of guys that I've speak to personally that are on this call now, that they want to dominate. They want thousands of customers, and it's the same principles. The same principles that sold you the first 10 will sell you a lot more if you just keep going and adapting to the market and getting it out there.
Okay, that's awesome, Wayne. And so you touched on a few things just now that I think are really important, because I see in the group a lot of questions about systems, around software and selling. So, in terms of how do you sell more service plans, and how do you integrate offering service plans into your other, initiatives that you've got going? How do you just manage everything?
So what we're doing right now, I don't know, have you got access to it, Francis? Okay. Can you bring up the software?
Yeah, is it okay to it show?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Under the bonnet, we're going to show some.
Yeah.
We're going to show some pretty.
So I trust that you guys ain't going to screenshot this and plaster it everywhere, because this is my live account. So
okay.
Yeah, just bring it up, and in essence, I run it through a very clever software system that allows me to create lots of different ways of managing everything and keeping it in one place, so it's not all over the place. And that's the wrong one.
Sorry, getting it up. We got off the tools. We're running a few different businesses from here. So here's your boiler company. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So basically, we put, this is like our one part of our CRM system. As you all know, that I'm a big avid fan of ServiceMate, and this doesn't replace ServiceMate, but what it does is it complements this. It complements everything that I do. It allows me to build things for example, we recently built a campaign that emailed all of our customers that aren't on a service plan, and it sent them out some automated emails, texts, to the point where if they click the link that was in the text, it would then move the lead into a different part of the pipeline. So we could then call them to say, we've seen you've been on the website, and you bring it up. Yeah, here we go. So you've got like all these different things here that the lead comes in, they viewed the offer, you know, and you basically move things around left to right, and it shows you exactly where you're at. And I've got different pipelines. So this is our service plan pipeline. But if you go onto the service plan pipeline and change it to the boiler pipeline, the principles are the same. So you actually, you know, everything plays into each other. You know, you have lots of different places that you can put jobs and create smart automations to basically take me. I don't want to be sitting there doing all the work all the time. And this works for my boiler installations, and it works wonders for my service plan customers. I've created where it messages the customer for next year's service, and lots of different things that we do. So that's basically how I manage it. We're actually. Oh, sorry. Yep.
No, I was going to just say, you know, with that, it's the key to deploying all of these is the systems that you use, is the systems that you bring together, and the technology that underpins it, right?
100%. You know, when you've got like 10, 15 customers, obviously you can have it written down on a notepad, you can keep on top of it. But the busier you get, the more established you get, then you have to have systems in place. You have to have basically as like your brake line. There's a good saying that you fall to the level of your training. So don't matter how good you are, when shit hits the fan, you fall to whatever level that you're trained at. That's in physical attributes and everything. And what the system does is it builds you a baseline, you know, that of information and things that happen in the business automatically. So even if you're not on top form, the system cuts in and picks up the slack, because you can't be the hero every single day, 365 days a year. Like the system has to take away some of that. So
and also it's really important to integrate service plans into your business as usual. So so service plans doesn't really become another just sort of standalone thing that you need to think about and remember it. But, you know, if you're installing boilers, the next logical thing is a service plan. And so it becomes part of the customer journey as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, and once you integrate that into your tech and your invoicing and your proposals, and it's just part and parcel of offering a service.
Yeah. So it's, and customers, it's not a hard sale, because again, it comes down to like how you organize it. And the training does sort of teach all of this, that basically you if you go to anybody and just try to sell them something, that you know, their defense system comes up, their hackles come up, they're like, what's going on? One of the strategies that we really rely on is we drip feed info. So from when we send them out their first email to say, welcome to the company, you got an appointment booked on blah, blah. We mention service plans. We put a link. Can you bring up like the, I don't know if you've got it there, the sign up page for the service plan. So they get a link that has a link to our landing page where they can learn a little bit about the service plans. Then when we're on our way to them, they get another message. And again, at the bottom, there's a PS, check out our service plan offering. There's just lots of
the campaigns, actually.
The funnel, the sign up funnel.
Oh, the actual sign up funnel. 1 second. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So they come to here, and this is something that they see, and it breaks it down, tells them the different packages. So as you can see, these are 3 packages that we offer at the moment. It just gives them information. So when we're on site, and when the lads are out there fitting the new boiler or repairing or whatever it might be they do, when they bring it up in conversation, it's not alien to them. It's something that they've already sort of half mentally seen or heard us mention it in all the different communications that we've done. And not like you can get started and get the bare bones sorted fairly quickly. But if you actually want to build it so it doesn't take up all your time and it doesn't sort of drain you, then having smart automations and a system in place that can manage it is a no-brainer.
Yeah. And speaking, if anybody out there has some questions about systems, integrating all your lead management, reputation management, connecting on autopilot with customers, and integrating that into your marketing, like the Google ads are bringing in those leads. Actually, Wayne and I have teamed up as a bit of a partnership to offer a hybrid coaching and marketing program for some of the people actually in this group, and we're getting some pretty incredible results as well. Because as you can see,
on that note, Francis, I just want to. I know this is a bit of a sidetrack, so sorry, guys, but basically, my passion is helping and supporting other people to leverage their position as a business owner in this industry and make the most of it. And I come across Francis and his lovely wife Carolina, and since we've met, they've not only transformed what I do, in my business and in my coaching aspect of what I do. It just felt like we can bring so much value to people. Because we've got that mix of Francis's marketing and Carolina's organizational and marketing skills mixed with someone like myself that is still hands-on in respects to, I'm not, as you know, I'm off the tools, but I'm hands-on actually running my business, and it's not like I'm just a third party that doesn't know what it's like to be in a business, trying to make sales, trying to get sign-ups. So like with the clients that we're already working with, it's just super exciting, and I think you nailed it in your description about it being like a hybrid, isn't it? It's not like a coaching package, and it's not just a marketing package. It's like a flexible. I'm trying to not make this sound sexual. It's like it's like a flexible, like malleable sort of thing. It's very hard to describe.
We have to be flexible, Wayne, and that's because if the pandemic has taught us anything, is that business as usual. There's no business as usual anymore for any business, no services, marketing, technology, whatever. Everyone has had to change. And those businesses who are not leveraging technology, they're not online, they're not visible, they're not actually opening up new different revenue streams, they're in a huge risky place. Basically, they're just drifting with the times and drifting with the crisis, right? And so the smart...
A drifting generality is a saying that I've heard somewhere.
Yeah. And so actually one of the things that we've done and we've come together is actually look at how can we bring in new revenue streams? How can we offer more value to customers? How can we start to systematize? How can we just help people at this time to do new things? Because we're doing 2021 marketing here. And if you're not technologically equipped, you're not going to win.
Yep.
You won't. So I'm going to get, thanks for that, Wayne, and helping us get a good glimpse.
I've just seen a couple of good questions in there. I'd love to bite into them.
Yeah, I'm going to ask them right now. I'm going to get to Ian in a second. RW Gas and Heating wants to ask, what insight into the existing system do you take into account to provide a price that suits that property, as surely the number one price suits all can work? Oh, hold on. As surely number one price suits. I'm not sure I understand that question.
What I understand it. So yeah. What he's saying is surely no one price fits every house.
No one price suits all.
Yeah. So I've got two trains of thought here. Okay. One is the simple, law of my mind's gone blank. My gosh, my mind's gone blank. Basically numbers. So the law of averages, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry. So that's one way to approach it. That if you took 30 houses on, the law of averages would say that that price that you come to would determine that basically part of. So again, this isn't all about plugging my service plan training package. I do want to give value, but the training gives you a template that basically breaks out how you can work out what your price should be. But even better, Etan, who is, I don't think he's on tonight, but he's slowly become a very good friend of mine. And he actually went through my training, and he was critical. He was like, one thing it's missing is something that lets me create a bespoke price. So being the lovely chap he is, he actually built one and gave it to me. And he said I should sell it. And well, he said I'm free to sell it and do what I want with it. But I've decided because he gave it to me for free, I'm just going to put it as part of the course. So basically what that does is it takes in, you answer questions. There's different conditions. So is the boiler in excellent condition, good condition, blah, 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 blah. Not all different questions. And then it spits out a price taking into account all the different variables. Personally, I'm not going to lie, that's not how I do mine. I work mine on the law of averages, that, a bit of common sense applied to it. But I know a lot of people they need a bit more security. I'm quite a risk taker in what I do, and I know other people are a little bit more conservative, I suppose is the word. And this calculator that is now part of the package that you get that's how you do it. You basically, it works out a bespoke price for you. It's just a lot harder to market if you have different prices, I found anyway. But other people like Etan and other people that are using the calculator are getting success with having that sort of evolving price depending on the answers to the questions. Oh, Etan is on. Hi, Etan. How you doing, mate? Hope that answers your questions, RW Gas.
Cool. Ian Dixon had another question. He says, just going back to where you upsell a service plan with a boiler install, do you take into account the boiler warranty into the cost and ramp up once the warranty ends?
So we have a slightly different offering for new boiler customers. Okay. So the landing page, the page that you saw a minute ago, that is for customers that we're either there for a repair or we're there to service the boiler. So in essence, we haven't fitted the boiler and their boiler's not under warranty or guarantee. Then we have a very similar page that has a very, very subtle few differences. So we sell them the same sort of plan, but obviously factor in that the boiler is in guarantee. So we don't need to cover any parts or labor on that boiler apart from the annual service. So basically it's a bit more cost effective for them. But one other tactic that has worked amazing for me is we fit Worcester boilers. You probably know I'm gonna shine my own badge here. I'm a Worcester accredited partner, as the new scheme allows me to quote as. And what we do is I've created a package called the 12 for 12. So the boiler comes, if it's a normal boiler, it'll come with a 10-year guarantee with myself. And what we do is we sign them up to a £12 a month service plan that covers the annual service. It goes, again, some of you guys might not be aware of this, but when you create the service plans, you have to create something more valuable than just a boiler service. So we list out some key things that they get for being part of the plan, from servicing the boiler, issuing a CP12 gas safety certificate, checking the smoke alarms, bleeding the radiators, balancing the systems, all a few bells and whistles. And one of the things that we include in the 12 for 12 is we extend their guarantee to 12 years. And that sounds like, whoa, that's crazy. Well, it's not, because I know that I've got 10 years of them paying that £12 a month before I have to take any risk, because up till that point, all it needs is its service and it's covered by the manufacturer's guarantee. And that is, I think it is now our most popular plan. So I think it's taken over all of because I've done lots of different plans and I change things as I need to, but it's already becoming, we've been offering this about 9 months, a year, and it's already our most popular pan. People have upgraded and some have downgraded to it when they've had a new boiler from being on a higher package and stuff. I think I've gone off on a tangent. Let me read that question again. Sorry, just going back to yeah. So in essence, we upsell them the service plan, and then technically, when the boiler comes out of guarantee, we would then look to sell them a higher covered plan. But all the boilers that we fit come with we fit 10 years as standard, so we're not at that end of that journey yet to start upselling.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing me, I'll probably sell him a new boiler instead.
Okay, and RW Gas and Heating Limited has a follow-up question to Ian. Do customers ever flag you to repair if they are paying for a service plan? I.e., if a customer has a boiler fault, do they expect you to repair it or Worcester, as opposed to Worcester?
So yeah, I always tell people to contact us first. We in my eyes, we installed it or we serviced it. We're the first line of defense. So at that point, I would then instruct the customer, depending on what the deal was. If it sounds like it's like a pressure issue or a user issue, we'll just pop in and sort little things like that out. If it looks like it's a more fundamental issue, we just explain, look, the boiler's under guarantee. We just need you to contact Worcester or Ideal or whoever it might be. It works on any boiler. Basically, yeah, and we just explain it to them. And I've not had anyone moan about it, not had anyone kick up about it or expect anything different. They understand that it's like if they buy a washing machine, the washing machine's under guarantee. There's only so much John Lewis will do. Like at the end of the day, it's the manufacturer, Bosch or whatever it might be. So, yeah.
Okay. So in the Facebook group, Jerry Francis asked a question previously. How long have you been offering service plan? And he says he's really inspired by your and other people's stories. And can you give him a goal?
Okay. Is he on live now? Is he? Can we see?
I'm not sure he's not on the Zoom. He might be watching on the Facebook, but he did put.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so I've been offering them. I think I first started about 4 or 5 years ago, and then, as I explained earlier, I got to the critical number that I wanted, and then I basically sat on them for a couple of years. Mortgage went up, so I went and sold a few more. So I think it's been about 4 or 5 years, somewhere about that. Thank you for your comment, saying about how it's inspiring and helps motivate you. That's one of the main purposes that I created the group. As you guys are aware, I run Plum Chat, and that's his own bag of fun. That one, I wanted to create this space off the tools, basically to give people that in motivation, inspiration, guidance, support. So yes, it's glad to hear people actually getting that and reaping the rewards from it. And did he say setting himself? He wants us to set him a target.
Yeah, he's like he wants some goals.
Okay, I'll set him a target of selling 10 service plans by, let's give him all of October and all of November to get to 10 sales on his service plan training. All right.
Starting with one.
First step's the most important. Can't get anywhere, but let's get
But in all seriousness, to anyone who's listening here, it's like if you need help to structure your offer, set up your service plan tiers, collecting payment, selling, integrating service plan into what you do now, just reach out to Wayne. He's done this. He's doing it. He's got the tech, the systems, the customers, the know-how, and he will help you do it. Period. And you don't have to do marketing or anything like that. But this is what Off the Tools Academy is all about. It's helping you in your life, in your business, move the needle. in a lot
and that principle works for everything. Do you know, like I had a lad yesterday message me, do you know, a long message about employing staff and how he's taking on people, blah blah blah. Like, long story. I'm not going to go into the full detail, but basically that is the essence of what we do. We're there to help, and I gave him a few pointers into to what he can try and to try and make better hires and things like that. And it covers everything, whether it's personal life as well. Do you know, we're all human. We're all human and mostly men. You know, so we all have a very similar sort of journey that we've probably been on, and we can all sort of assist other people along the way. And as you can probably tell, I get very excited when it comes to this side of things. This is where I feel I should be. I believe I should be spending my time doing this for people, because I think that a lot of people are stuck in the status quo. They're stuck in doing what they think is the right way because they've never been shown another way. You know, there's a 6-7 foot wall in front of you. If you're 6 foot, you can't see over it. You have to get a step ladder to see what's on the other side. And so many people stay stuck behind that wall that they don't see the opportunities and the pastures that are out there to level up. And leveling up doesn't always mean money. It's not money. For me, my leveling up is the creation of time for me, not the money. I could double down and earn probably treble what I'm earning now, but that doesn't fit what I want. It might fit what you want, great. But for me, it was about building something that gives me back some time, and I want to share that with other people, because I just look around and all I see is tired, mainly men, you know, that don't look that happy, don't look that content with what they're doing, and they're just sort of like just bumbling on, and it's quite sad to see so many people do that. And yeah, sorry, I went on a bit of a, you know what I'm like, Francis, by now. And we start off on one question, I end up a million miles away.
Well, here's a question that someone with a very interesting name in the group. I'm not sure it's their real name, but it's an interesting name, Ordnel Cor Avlis. But this person left a message, and his question was, how does it work for a one-man band? Obviously, like if you're on your own, you're on the tools all the time, you're just making ends meet. How is it that you can what is it you need to do to up level your situation?
You need to leverage your time, leverage the heck out of everything that you do. And it starts from, like, so if I go back to when I was just me in my van going out to work, the first thing I did was at the time I was using paper diary, right? You know, there was a few software systems out back in the dinosaurs times, but one of the first things I quickly realized was I can't be fitting that boiler and writing that down and trying to remember to order them parts and to try and remember to do X, Y, Z. So the first thing I did was leverage a bit of time. I spent some time, and back then it was just Google Calendar. That was literally, it was Google or Apple Calendar. I can't remember what it was. And I basically just started to create notes in there that would send me a reminder. So at the end of the day, I'd get a little bing, you need to order the parts for Mrs. Smith's boiler, you know? And it all started from there, from such simple things, from small little leverages of my time to now where I can literally, like this morning, for example, I had a chat with one of our clients that we're doing the hybrid training with. While I was on the call, coaching him in a certain aspect that he had challenges in, my systems had done most of my work for me. So the lead had come in, the lead had been called, the lead had been converted into a site visit, a video phone survey. It was booked on the system. The customer had a text message to say that the appointment was booked. Then they would have got another text an hour before the appointment to say that don't forget our appointment. So that happened, three appointments that system did in an hour's meeting. that I was having, and it just happened behind the scenes. And then all I had to do was turn up to the appointments on the phone, and do my part of the selling process. And that's just a prime example of leverage. So I put the effort in, the time in, the money in, and the sacrifice of learning the knowledge to create such things that now pay me back every single day of the year, every day, day after day, month after month, year after year. I'm getting a return on that investment of time that originally it probably took a few hours, of dedicated, focused attention to build it. So there's my answer to that. Is if you're one man person, one man woman, one man band, just start leveraging some small tasks off of your plate, either onto an automated system that can deal with it or to somebody else that can deal with it, so you can spend the time doing what you need to do that's more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really hard to grow your business and be on the tools, isn't it? It's like this.
Yeah, it certainly is possible, but you'd have to make very good hires that can do the side of it that needs to be done. To me, the fundamental part of running a business is running the business. It's not fitting the radiator. Yeah, you that needs to be done. But if you look at like I don't know, McDonald's, for example, the boss could serve and do everything, but he doesn't. He gets people to do certain tasks to make it all run as the machine that it should, so it can serve more people, so it can generate more revenue. And it's the same here. And everything starts small.
Cool. I have another question here from RW Gas and Heating Limited. I just love to say that. It's fun. Wayne, as you know, we have similar connections with the lead gen. Interesting. But do you push the service plan on non-installation customers the same way? I.e., if you attend a breakdown, do you push as hard for service plans, and do you find that this scares the customer or aids, or does it help in the bigger picture towards growing the customer base?
So yes, we offer it to anyone that we feel is suitable to take on. So if we're at a Ferroli boiler, I ain't offering them a plan, mate. It ain't happening. And if the engineer signs up someone like that, they'll be getting told off, because we are very selective. We'll if it's a CDI, a Worcester CDI that's been in 6-7 years, maybe installed by somebody else, yeah, we'll take that on all day long. And we use the same process. Mm-hmm. With regards to the customer being like, does it scare the customer off? It comes down to how you sell. If you're a sleazy window salesman, that he's like hard and pushy, yeah, people are going to get scared off by it. But we present it, I strongly believe. So one of the key selling points that I tell customers, and in the communications that we do, is that it helps both of us. It's a mutual exchange. So you paying us that monthly fee helps you because, and give them reasons. It gives you the security. It keeps your costs down. You know where you're at. All the different reasons why. And then I say, but it helps us just as much. It helps us estimate how much work we've got so we can plan and grow our business sustainably. It helps us provide you with a world-class level of service because we have a predictable income. It's not all ups and downs. We can invest in our business and in ourselves to provide you with the service. So that's how we sell it. I might be able to sell more if we went in like harder, but that's not my ethos. And I only sell things that I genuinely believe will benefit that person. If I don't think that the amount of boilers I could have sold, but it's just there might be an old person and the boiler just could be repaired, and they haven't. I have high morals. I know that if it can help someone, then I will do it. A prime example of that, for example, we had a 86-year-old lady. Her house was on the market for 5 months, okay? And she had a back boiler. And I think it was just a zone valve. We said to her, look, it's your zone valve gone. And we got talking about the house. And she was like, yeah, everyone that comes, they keep trying to knock 10, 15 grand off because of the old boiler, etc. I said, well, let's just replace it. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, it'll cost you £4,000, convert to combi, up in the loft, bish, bash, bosh, da-da-da-da. But I said, I can't guarantee it, but you'll probably sell the house for a lot more money now that's done. Anyway, she sold it full asking price within a week of the boiler being done. And that's just, that to me, that's just proof of, some people could have said, oh, look at you ripping that old lady off. She's moving house and you've sold her a new boiler. No, that's one angle to look at it. But my angle was, I genuinely believe that if she changes that boiler, it will help her sell that house. And it did. And that's how I approach every sale, is that if I genuinely believe it will add value and bring some solutions to whatever problems it might be, then we will try and sell it to them. And that works in my coaching business as well. I've had multiple people where I just don't think I could have helped them. And I haven't offered to help them or charged them to help them because I just, something wasn't right. And yeah, so that's how I get away from scaring them off anyway.
Cool, thanks. And so I want to open it up to some questions if there are any. We're sort of getting close to the hour, and I wanted to allow a little bit of time. David, Ian, Sham, Terry, Ralph, RW Gas Heating Limited. If you want to share your experiences, ask Wayne any questions about anything going on, feel free to unmute yourself and just ask.
I think Etan's commented a couple of times on the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they say because every time I turn it on, it plays a.
Let's see. So, Etan's saying, just some input. I am pushing plans on servicing, installations, breakdowns, homeowner, CP12, subject to survey. So Etan's like he's going all the way. He's going. There's no limits with Etan. He's on a roll. And I guess one of the last questions I would like to add is, how do you cover parts on such? Oh, okay. Well, a couple more questions. I see you, RW Gas and Heating. How do you cover parts on such low monthly payments? And when something goes wrong, how do you make the numbers work?
So again, the fundamental thing about being able to offer this is you have to look at the bigger picture. So in the training package that we do, it goes through about lifetime value of a client. So again, sorry if I'm teaching any of you guys to suck eggs, but I'll just quickly explain it. A lifetime value of a client is fundamental, in anything that you do, because if you don't know, it's not foolproof. Some aren't going to hit that number, but you have to take an educated move at creating a lifetime value for a client. Generally speaking, I'll work on 5 or 7 years. That customer is going to be with me as long as I do a good job, as long as we do what we say we're going to do, and yeah, generally speaking, that's how long they're going to be. So when I created my packages, I calculate, right, so if I charge £20 a month, on average, they're going to be with me 5 to 7 years. So I do the math, work out worst case scenarios, if a PCB goes. Generally speaking, if the PCB goes on a boiler, it's not going to go again in the next couple of years. So you have to factor all of that in. And the workbook that comes with the training gives you a template to work all that out. Etan's actual calculator is also very good at being able to do some fundamental analysis on what you should be charging, even if you used Etan's tool to create your packages and maybe not use them on every single job, but use it as like a baseline to create what you should be charging a month. Yeah, so hopefully that answers the question. And with anything, you can't win the lottery without buying a ticket. You can't win on roulette without putting some chips on the table. So there is occasions that you could lose, but your terms and conditions. So again, part of the training is you get a template of your terms and conditions for you to start with, and obviously you just adapt them to what you want. And you can build in things. They're maintenance agreements. So you can build in that it covers up to a certain amount or whatever it might be. So
there is.
Oh, I'm getting an echo. Where's that coming from? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, sorry, I started getting loads of feedback there, so my apologies.
Okay. Audio glitch.
Yeah, so I hope that answered that question. I'm just going to read it again just to see if I've missed it.
Andy Goodsell wants to know, is the calculator available?
Yes, it will be in the Off the Tools Academy group, not group, in the back end of the system. When you buy the service plan training, it will be attached to that, so you can download the calculator. Yeah,
cool. And we're going to get to, for anybody watching on the call, we're going to tell you exactly how you can get the calculator worksheet, all of Wayne's service plan know-how, insights, videos, and everything in just a couple of minutes. Aaron McLeish says, instead of monthly, do you charge yearly in advance?
You know what? Generally, no, because the purpose for me was I wanted the money monthly, so it gave me a steady income. Mm-hmm. That said, I have 2 customers, right, that for whatever reason, they're just like, I want to pay it off. I want to pay it, send me the bill, and I want to pay it and know that it's done for the year. Mm-hmm. But generally, it's against like what the reason I want it. I want it for the monthly payments, and it might sound stupid, but I generally wouldn't want too many of them paying it in a year's lump sum. But that's, you know, in a way, it's probably better to get the money, pull it in your bank, and you've got it. Less risk, less communications and stuff with payments and stuff. But for me, it would be a lot harder sell to. It'd be interesting to know if anyone else who's offering them has had any success with that. But my gut instinct is that most people wouldn't want to pay a big lump sum for a cover up front. The whole point they want it is to ease their cash flow and give them that they want that stability of knowing that's all they've got to pay each month and stuff. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted to, we're coming to the hour now, and what I'd love to do is just share my screen for a second, and show you guys a little bit about some of the exciting things that Wayne is working on with partners like myself and also some other people, and just to give you guys a vision of Off the Tools and what we're going to be doing here. So we've now sort of released the online training program for service plans, but there's more in the pipeline. Okay, there's more, and where does these topics really come from the community? They come from the problems that we're encountering every day. We're going to be looking at lead management program, automating the lead flow. Wayne's going to take you through sales because, the closing leads, whether it's service plan or they're leads from PPC, it's a completely different beast, right, than working with referrals. How to manage
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit? I think that's a really just important part of the program.
Yes. So as like Francis says, this is like the vision of what the Off the Tools Academy is going to grow into, and give you guys based on the questions that we see most often across the groups. People struggle with all of these things, and I sat there and I look at it and I think, right, well, I'm smashing. I say smashing it. I'm having success with service plan training. I'm having success with converting leads. I'm now a Worcester accredited partner. I'm having success with automating the flow of leads coming in and the systems to do it. I'm having success with my conversion rates. I'm the area's most reviewed company. I run successful Google ads and basically, it's something that I love, and I believe that between me, Francis, Carolina, and a few other people that are helping us along building our new team, our super team that we're building to bring everyone sort of stuff that they're going to actually value and most importantly get results, because there's no point sitting through something like this session tonight, an hour long, right? There's no point sitting there and then not taking action with with the information and things. So yeah, it's some really exciting stuff going on behind the scenes. The service plan training is literally the just the first very small step in a larger project that is over the next month, 2 months, 6 months, year, long term, is just going to keep growing and growing and growing.
Cool.
I hope I've covered everything there.
And so, guys, we're coming to the end of the session. But now that we've talked so much about service plan, for those of you who have not had the opportunity to actually see the Wayne's service plan content and actually implement it in your system, we've got a very, very special offer just for the community today. So, Wayne, you want to maybe sort of take them through what this offer is?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, for those that haven't gone through it, you get the first thing you get is the access to the online portal where it is. So that's lifetime access. You get an account, and it's there all for you to look at indefinitely. It's always there. You get a PDF workbook that you can print off, and it basically walks you through every step of the way, from creating them to doing some market research, working out your lifetime values, loads of stuff like on how to sell and how to get it out there. And it really is like a step-by-step guide. You then have obviously the fundamental part is the video series that is me talking to you, going through why you should do it, how you do it, actually doing it, most importantly, because I want you to actually get out there and fucking sell some, because you need to see, once you get that bug, it just goes. Sorry. You get a template of your terms and conditions that gives you a starting place to adapt to and build off of. What else do you get? You get Etan's price calculator. I keep mentioning Etan because I don't want to be seen to be taking credit for that calculator that isn't, but it is a very good tool, and that's all part of it. And a very important thing is the access to the Off the Tools Mastermind group. So obviously Off the Tools is a large community now. It's nearly 3,000 members. Off the Tools Mastermind is small, compact, it's limited in numbers, and you're surrounded by like-minded people, and that mastermind sort of ethos is going to be something that we really grow on, and it gives you access into the early stages of that as well. So I've sold it for various prices. The average price that we've sold it for while I was testing it was £400, but thanks to Francis and Carolina, we've packaged it together that makes it a lot easier to present it and give it. And so today it's $297, and you get all of that we've just discussed. And pretty much I've not had any bad feedback about it. One of the only things was what Etan said about the calculator, and that's now been rectified, and you've now got a super cool calculator to help you along your way, as well as everything else that I've mentioned, from the video series to the workbook to the template terms and conditions. So you get all of that ready to go, and ultimately, it gives you the information. And then what the mastermind group does is give you the accountability to make it happen. Fucking, my slogan. No excuses. Get it out there. Let's get them out. Get them out there and sell them. It's not as hard as you all think. It really isn't. And you've got the support of people like me, Francis, all the other members of the Off the Tools group, the people that are in the Off the Tools Mastermind already. You've just got a wealth of knowledge and expertise at the end of your fingertips. So yeah, get involved.
And this program is about giving you value first and foremost, because people that can actually put some skin in the game and start to invest in their business, you're going to see opportunities open up that weren't there. Wayne and I, and especially Wayne in terms of his availability, he's offering a lot of time on these groups, also one-to-one, a lot of free content as well. And then, your contribution and your support, goes a long way to actually helping us develop the program that in turn will help you grow the business, get more jobs in, get more sales in, help you automate and scale a little bit more to the extent that you want to get to, not unlimited, but in a sustainable way that is also safe for your business and future-proof for your business, and that reflects a local business in the modern time. So I'm going to share this link. It's a wayne.offthetools.co.uk service plan success. I'm going to share it in the Facebook group again. And like I said, we're not sure. We're going to bump it back up to £400 very soon because to be honest, it was being sold at more than that previously. So this is just a special offer because it's an introduction to the community, then just a big thank you as well. So, so we're pretty much wrapping it up. Wayne, do you want to just sort of say a few last words here?
Yeah, I think you nailed it in what you just said there, but I just want to sort of like express that it's not all about the money. It's sometimes you have to put something in the game to actually get the value out of it. If I sat there and just told you how to do it, you're not going to value that content. So some of the stuff that we go forward and produce, there will be chargeable, but fundamentally a lot of stuff is still going to be free. We're going to be adding as much value to everything that we do. But that only works when people do invest in us to do that. So if you have bought it, I want to say thank you. If you decide to buy it going forward, again, I just want to say thank you because you're letting that enables me to put more time and effort into the whole thing as a collective, because at the end of the day, I'm not a millionaire. I have to feed myself. I have to be sustainable. So I don't just have an endless pot of time and effort to throw in. And the more time this takes up, the bigger sacrifices I'm making. So anyone that does purchase, I forever grateful. And even if you don't purchase, if you just find what you're hearing valuable, just like it, share it, comment it in other groups. If people are talking about business and stuff, put my name out there. Let people hear about what we as a Off the Tools brand and community have to offer. We can all play a part in sort of like helping each other as a collective. So yeah, I just big thanks to Francis and Carolina as well, because they have. I'm a firm believer in coaching and learning. And I believe if I want to do that to other people, I have to have that in my own life, and Francis and Carolina have become like stealth coaches to me, and they're keeping me on my toes. They're making me hit the targets that I've had set and want to move on with. So I just want a personal thank you to them guys for keeping me on the straight and narrow and making sure that I'm moving myself forward as well. So,
well, nobody can be successful alone. Not you, not me, not anyone in this group. And I think that when a business owner actually finally just overcomes that myth, that they can do it all their own, they can do everything at all, and they don't need to delegate or they don't need to invest in their business, whether it's not just monetary, but from a time, from a people, from a focus point of view. When you get into that mindset that in order to grow, you need to leverage your networks. You need to bring other people into your world, whether it's your financial, for your accountant, your team. It's about assembling a team. So I'm really happy to be part of your team, but in turn, you're part of my team. And with the community, we're creating one big...
We want to be part of their team as well.
Exactly. So we're
Teamwork here. Makes the dream work.
And one day we'll bring Carolina here. She's moderating, but she's a bit shy. She's not used to doing these Facebook Lives yet.
We'll have to get her out on camera soon, definitely.
I think plumbing and heating businesses need a pretty face, and it's not yours nor mine.
Right. Well, thanks everyone, guys. I've had a fantastic evening. Obviously, goes without saying, you've all got you can all message me on Facebook and stuff. So any questions, post them in the groups, message me. And you'll be seeing a hell of a lot more of us. So have a good one.
See you later, Wayne. Bye,
Cheers. Everyone.
Evening.
I really hope you enjoyed the show. I just wanted to put it out there for anyone listening that I offer business coaching, but also life coaching. My life is centered around something called the 3 Bs, which stands for body, business, and balance. When you work with me as a coach, we tackle all 3 aspects of life. So you as an individual, body, mindset, health, fitness, knowledge, education. Business B obviously stands for your business, improving, maximizing opportunities, elevating, making more money. And balance stands for for friends, family, loved ones, making time for everything in your life. And the 3 Bs is the core element to that. If you'd like to learn more, I would ask you to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you might be consuming my information. Or you can email me directly at wayne@offthetools.co.uk. I'm here waiting to assist you to elevate across all aspects of life. Have a good one. No excuses. Let's go.